All right, guys. So I went to a wedding this weekend, and the guy catches the garter that's had a girlfriend for a while that everybody's wanted to get married. And everyone thinks like, hey, maybe this guy's girlfriend will catch the bouquet just for flowers, just for stuff like that. It ends up his sister catches the bouquet. And what this reminded me of was when I was in the fantasy championship a few years ago, and I had Christian McCaffrey, and I go look at red zone thinking the 49ers are about to score a touchdown, and it's stinking Jordan Mason taking the touchdown. What is up, my dudes? Today's episode, we have our breakout players and sleepers. I am joined by Jordan and Seth. We are going to jump right into these things, guys. It is football month. Got a little bit of what did the NFL teach you this year? So far month. This week, I'd like to do that every week. It is draft month. Jordan, you really missed football. You said last week you got into us really hard. Was that Hall of Fame game everything you wished and hoped it would be?
No. Hendon Hooker kind of sucks. So there was that. I guess the preseason Lions are not not even close to the regular season Lions. Monty Valdal, I guess, is a preseason star. I don't know. The Hall of Fame game sucks. But you know what the problem is? 358 days from now, I'll be just as excited for the Hall of Fame game. So
every year, ready to be heard again. Seth, did you get any of the Hall of Fame game action in there or not quite?
I just copied Jordan's play and was disappointed as him. So, I mean, I did no research. He did all the research and sent the play, and I just tagged along, But I only did a measly $5, so I wasn't too bummed.
But Seth, how much research can you do for the Hall of Fame game? Like, Jordan, I hope you didn't do too much research,
you probably
man.
Spent at least 10 minutes.
Hendon Hooker had gone over that number like every preseason game last year. So
okay, yeah. He was at 99.
About all the research I did.
99 passing yards total for Hendon Hooker, right?
Yeah, watch. Probably next preseason game will have like 200 yards. That'll be how it was.
Just a little rusty. I did have Kamani Vidal in one of my plays, but Hendon Hooker did not perform. And then I had the rookie wide receiver for the Chargers. I don't think he got me where I need to go either. So. Did a little 1 for 3 there, which is not good enough to get paid back on Sleeper. Promo code DUDES100 for dynamic payouts. I can't remember who it was I had there. But yeah, so it is draft month. I think a week from now, ESPN has their, fantasy football marathon where they have all the drafts and all that stuff that's coming up. And so here we are. The drafts will be coming in. This is busy time for us all. This is the time where all of a sudden it just hits you where like, I think I have a couple drafts this week. So me and Seth were planning last place punishments for a league and stuff like that. Jordan, I want to ask you, what do you think of this last place punishment? This is a very low buy-in league, but for a last place punishment in the small town we live in, we think the last place guy should have to get his picture put up in the high school football program with that says like last place fantasy football.
It's a good one.
Like, I don't think that's bad. It might cost you $40 to $200.
Yeah, well, who pays
for
it?
Embarrassing either, to where it's like
the person that lost pays for it, right?
I'm afraid the guy who gets last place won't pay for it. We were talking about taking a pot just for the last place punishment. Yeah. Like you could do a whole page, like get that back page and do some serious damage to someone with me and my Photoshop skills. I don't think it's.
I mean, if you really wanted to get them, you'd buy the banner that goes in the stadium. With that person's face on it.
It's not bad. That's harmless for a small town. I feel like that's a pretty good punishment that like
it's a good one.
Everyone who buys that program gets that. Did we have anything else? I don't think we had anything else that was that good other than that. Right, Seth?
Yeah. I mean, the league when Trent says low buy-in, like think about how many last place guys we have to kick out, Trent. Like it's just sad. Like there's people not willing to go through with punishments. It's just,
and we still could do that though. So, and speaking of last, So I don't know, but maybe we should hop into these here. We've been going for 5 minutes here. It's football time. We got some breakouts. We got some sleepers. Seth, you want to quarterback this a little bit? Throw it to me and Jordan here.
Yeah, so for 2025 breakouts and sleepers, we Well, Jordan and Trent both picked out a QB, a flex player, and then a wide receiver. So I think Trent doubled it up here with 2 wide receivers. But Trent, let's start with the wide receiver. Well, your flex play first. Let's start with that.
You want to start with my flex play? I think I
Yeah.
kind of put 2 flex plays on here.
Yeah, you have a
But,
wide receiver and a flex. So you have
yeah.
2 wide receivers, but I'll
All
start
right.
with your flex wide receiver first.
Okay, let me make sure who my flex was here. Okay. All right. Got it here. So I got Stephon Diggs, and it's not really like a bounce back, or it's more of like a sleeper than a breakout. I keep wanting to say bounce back. It's not bounce back, but I really think people are sleeping on Stephon Diggs. I think he could be a big fantasy steal this year. Diggs has been one of the most reliable fantasy wide receivers for nearly a decade. He's finished in the top 20 in fantasy points every single year except his rookie season in Minnesota and last season where he got injured. So consistently posted, a Pro Football Focus receiving grade between 78 and 84 for most of his career. The last 2 seasons weren't his best, but his grades are still kind of in line with his career average. So he's still an elite route runner with a good football IQ. I know 2024 ended on a sour note, and that's what most people are remembering. But he still is going to play football. He's at a new team, and there's less competition for targets. Drake May ended last season strong. He looked more comfortable, more confident towards the end of the year. I think he's ready to lead. Pairing him with a nice, high floor veteran like Diggs could be exactly what both of them need. And I don't think he's done, but a lot of people think he does. But I do think a lot of people do think he's done. But his first 6 games last year, he was great. And sometimes all it takes is a change of scenery, guys. And that's New England. It's not 2020 Diggs, but we're drafting him in the 7th round now. So don't be surprised, when he reminds everyone who he is. But not really a breakout, a little bit more of a sleeper for me. And I believe right now he's going as wide receiver 41 on Underdog. So I think that's some pretty good value for Stephon Diggs. Number 1, with Drake May. We've seen what Brable does with wide receiver number 1s. He had AJ Brown, which Diggs is kind of at a different end of that, but I think Diggs could be exactly what Drake May's looking for, and I like the price for him in fantasy. I don't know if you guys are totally against that. I know, Jordan, in the past, you've been an absolute huge Stephon Diggs fan, but I know he's getting old as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I do like Drake May, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Diggs. It's a tough situation. I don't know. Can he bounce back? I don't know.
I think for wide receiver 41, I just don't think it's costing you that much. Like I think he should be able to finish outside of that with May. I really wanted to put Drake May on this list for me because I'm pretty high on May, but I think I kind of have to stay true to my brand of the drum I've been beating the whole entire offseason.
I think, Trent, my biggest thing is like when I'm doing all these drafts, like these best ball drafts, like there's just guys that rather take in that range, I think, over Diggs. Guys I think that have a little more upside at this point in their career. So I don't know. I like Jordan Addison's in that range. You have like Matthew Golden a little bit low, Pierce Solo a little bit lower, Darnell Mooney a little bit lower than that. So I don't know. And then there's the guys above him. I think really the biggest issue is that I'm taking running backs when that spot comes around instead of receivers. I think that's the biggest. Spot. That's the biggest issue. And so I think, or I'm trying to get wide receivers that I'm stacking quarterbacks with, and I don't have a lot of Drake May right now just because of who's around him. So I don't know. It's not like I don't like Diggs. I think I just don't love him, or I'm not getting a whole lot of them.
Wide receivers going after him on Underdog right now. We got Chris Godwin, Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Khalil Shakir, Emeka Ibuka, Josh Downs, Darnell Mooney, Jaden Higgins, and Michael Pittman Jr. has fallen. Was he like a top 12 wide receiver the last 3 years, and now he's going wide receiver 50? Like, I know it's QB play, but it's just amazing how far that guy just keeps going down. Who would you rather have, Jordan? Jalen Waddle or Stephon Diggs?
That's good. Don't really have any of either. Probably Waddle. No, that's close. I don't know if I have. It's probably Waddle, but Waddle's going a bit higher. Well, what is Waddle going?
Waddle's wide receiver 29 and Diggs is wide
Yeah.
receiver 41. Like I feel like that should be
I mean, for the
closer than what
price,
that is.
yeah, for the
Yeah.
price, I'll take Diggs,
Mhm. Yeah, and Xavier Worthy, only wide receiver, only player on Madden with 99 speed, Jordan. So that made me think of you when I saw that. He's going wide receiver
What does Jameson
22.
have? What does Jameson have on speed?
I don't know.
On
I
Madden?
just saw on X a post that only one player with
That can't
99
is
speed.
that man? Jamo's got to be right there too, right?
I would think so. I don't know how they do those rankings always. And then Tet McMillan's going wide receiver 21, which is one spot right before Xavier Worthy. So
yeah,
a
he
lot
goes
of
lower in some drafts. It just depends kind of where you're at.
So Seth, what are you thinking here, man? Are you Waddle or Diggs?
Well, I'm looking at like the depth chart of the Patriots, and I mean, I think Kendrick Bourne and I'm just looking at the other wide receivers
Kayshon
like
Boutte.
Demario Douglas. Yeah, Kendrick Bourne and Kayshon Boutte, but it's like, and then there's Mac Hollins. Like, there's not a receiver that screams dominant there besides Stephon Diggs. Like, Stephon Diggs was a dominant receiver. And I get it. He's 31 and some of these other guys are, 8 years younger than him. But I mean, all the other receivers that like have flashed like being really good, like Kendrick Bourne is 30. I mean, they do have Jalen Polk on the team. Matt Collins is 31. Like, I just think he's going to be the number one there. And I think getting a number one at wide receiver 41 is it's a big deal.
Jordan, here's a hard one for you. What about Travis Hunter or Calvin Ridley? Who would you rather have?
I'm taking Hunter. I
You
don't
would take
trust
Hunter over
Titans.
Ridley.
Yeah,
You don't trust
I don't
Ward.
trust the Titans. I don't. Yeah, but a lot of people like Ridley, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Again,
He's
in that range,
only target there.
Yeah, in that range, I'm taking other guys. It's kind of the same thing. Let me see if I can find like the range of that wide receivers. See, so you're talking wide receiver, yeah. So I'm gonna take a Dunze Hunter, and maybe it's just those two with Ridley. Like I'm always gonna take even Devonta Smith. I'm taking Devonta Smith, Zay Flowers, Hunter, Odunze over Ridley. So I guess all those guys right there.
Yeah.
Pickens and Sutton a little bit earlier than that. So I like those guys more.
Yeah, and with your DAX stacks, I feel like you're going to be having a lot of Pickens is probably an easier guy to get in there as well.
Jordan,
a lot of Cowboys stuff, but we can talk about that in the huddle, I guess.
Jordan, do you want to go to your flex play here? I think this is the most surprising one on this list for me.
I got Ray Davis. He goes RB 43 right now on Underdog. I mean, there's a lot of James Cook stuff happening, and so there's that. And he didn't practice Friday, didn't practice today, or he didn't practice whatever day it was. He hasn't practiced the last two practices because he's staying on business, apparently, whatever that means. And so I have Ray Davis. Here's the thing. It's more like I think if James Cook has issues where he's not one healthy or two just doesn't play or holds out, Ray Davis is good. He was really good in college at Kentucky. He had 3 games last year where he had double-digit carries. In those games, he had 20 carries for 97 yards, 11 carries for 63 yards and a touchdown, and then 15 carries for 64 yards. He doesn't really have pass game upside. But he's a good back. And on a Bills team that wants to run the ball, I think regardless, he has some type of role in that offense. He's going to be the RB2 there. They're going to use him. How many times have we seen James Cook where other guys get the ball inside the red zone, or they'll run him down the field and then they'll bring somebody in, whether it's Johnson, I'm blanking on I'm blanking on his name, but
is it Ty Johnson?
Yeah, Ty Johnson. Yeah, or there's just been other guys over the last few years with the Bills. Ray Davis is gonna have a role in that offense. He's a good player. Was good in college. He had good moments last year. I just think it's too low with that Bills team that's just going to want to run the ball. James Cook, who knows what's going to go on with him. Like full transparency, I have 35% Ray Davis in my 20 best ball teams on DraftKings. On Underdog, I did 20 slow drafts, so I don't have that exact percentage yet, but it's got to be close to probably in the same range on Underdog. So Ray Davis is a guy that I'm pretty high on for this upcoming season.
Yeah, James Cook had 16 rushing touchdowns last year, so those got to go somewhere. Then Ty Johnson was just like a weird, sneaky, like made some big plays at like pass catching last year. It was a very strange.
Well, that's kind of what he does. He's kind of like a pass catching back.
Which Ray Davis, I think, could be like. Wouldn't shock me if he ended up having 7 to 9 rushing touchdowns last year. Probably 9's a little high, but like 7 rushing touchdowns from Ray Davis, where he just comes in as like
last year, Trent. He had 3 last year.
He had 3? Yeah. And
he
there was like 2 games that James Cook didn't play, and I think Ray Davis kind of went off in those games. Was it against the Jets when he had a really big game? I feel like maybe Ray Davis had. So I thought there was like a Thursday night
week 6 against the Jets. He had 20 carries for 97 yards, 3 catches, 55 yards.
Yeah.
I was trying to look at like some of their other years in 20, like they had Fournette in 2023. Damian, like I feel like just over the years they've had other guys behind Cook. It doesn't feel like they fully like always commit to James Cook, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then you have to talk about, that Josh Allen's going to get some rushing touchdowns as well.
So like
they kind of run the red zone.
James Cook only had 2 rushing touchdowns. He had 237 carries.
It was a huge explosion.
Yeah. But like, if you look, I just wanted to see. It's not like he had less carries in 2024 than 2023, less yards in 2024 than 2023. He just had 16 touchdowns compared to the 2 before. So he had less carries, less yards, and more touchdowns. I mean, if that happens again, like they could go back to other guys getting touched, like, I don't know.
Yeah. He was one of Seth's like dudes of the year last year too, that Seth told everyone to draft. And I don't think any of us took it quite serious enough. I did have him in a dynasty league. I was happy about it.
I wish I drafted him in more than one league.
Yeah, no, he went off last year, but yeah, there has to be some regression there with James Cook. Seth, what do we got next year?
Let's go to quarterbacks. Trent, we'll start off with your guy. The bell you've been ringing since day one of the last year, really, but that dream kind of got shattered, so you're carrying it on to this year. So Trent, go ahead with your quarterback.
Oh, okay. So to be fair, I don't think I was ringing the bell that loud last year at this time, Seth. Like,
yes, you were. Yes, you were. Trent.
No. I had Justin Jefferson. I had Justin Jefferson high a year ago. I said I didn't know the quarterback.
Yeah, but you said like, I don't know. I think Justin Jefferson's quarterback proof. I think that, but
that's what I said. I don't remember saying like I was all in on JJ McCarthy. This doesn't help.
You said you're going to draft him.
I was more in on Anthony Richardson last year at this time, but that doesn't help me at all right now saying that. So to be fair, it was not JJ McCarthy. So for all you guys snickering on here and snickering in your Kia's listening to this, I feel like we have a huge Kia fan base that listens to this. I'm not 100% sure. That's just, and not throwing shade at Kia either. But yeah, I like JJ McCarthy. I've been talking about it. There's tons of shorts I've done on JJ McCarthy. I've been saying it on here. I don't want to just, annoy you guys to death every single week, but improved offensive line, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson. I like the weapons he's throwing to. I think the offensive line's really good. And oh yeah, Kevin O'Connell, the QB whisperer. You got to love that too. So JJ McCarthy, I think he's a huge sleeper, huge breakout candidate. And I will continue to beat this drum, and I'll continue. And I cannot wait to be able to tell you guys all I told you so. I don't know if we need to get hung up on this. I hated putting this on here. I almost, went with Bryce Young just because I thought you guys were tired of me talking about JJ McCarthy. But if you guys like me talking about JJ McCarthy, let us know in the comments on Spotify or YouTube at TFF Dudes. And for all those guys out there that just don't feel like they get enough respect, head over to Trophy Smack. They got these new chains right here called Respect the Commish. They got all kinds of chains, but check that out right there. Respect the Commish. Gonna be wearing this to all my drafts. It's a nice chain. I really like it. TrophySmack.com/dudes. They got all kinds of fancy football stuff there, guys. Head over there, 15% off. Go to the website I told you, TrophySmack.com/dudes. Get yourself a chain. I don't know. You want to wear it into the office. You want to wear it to work, wear it at the grocery store, wherever. I think it's a nice touch, and they got last place chains, first place chains, commissioner chains. They got it all. They can probably even customize them for you too, guys. So, Jordan, do you want to just go off on JJ McCarthy like you do every single week, or do you want to just tell people they can go listen to an episode from 2 weeks ago? I didn't want to put. I wanted to be different to put something else. I feel like I had no. It was not a year ago. You guys are crazy. So
I don't have. Yeah.
I don't think there needs to be a rebuttal here. I don't think we need to argue about this every single week. We will know soon enough, guys, who was right, who was wrong.
And Seth will act like quarterbacks, though.
Yeah, well, I felt like that was right. I almost put Drake May here. Like I said, I put Diggs on here, though I didn't want to just go all Patriots. And then Jordan had another Bills guy. I actually almost put Ray Davis on this list too, Jordan. So if that makes you feel better, it might make you feel worse.
Justin Jefferson is falling a little bit, but I think it's a combination of the injury. But I've seen him go to like 9, 8, 9, 10 overall in some best ball drafts. It's a little bit interesting. He's starting to fall. I'm sure part of that's the injury. People get scared off when you get like Q tags, next guy's names and stuff. But he is falling a bit.
Yeah, well, it's a weird thing too. Like I think it was Andy Holloway put it on X, but it's like, 1 minute I open up my phone and get on X and I have like 8 people telling me that like JJ McCarthy's the next Patrick Mahomes. And then I get on an hour later and everybody's telling me he's the next like Anthony Richardson. Like it seems like it's very like all over the place on what he is. Caleb Williams is another guy that's just completely all over the place. He had a rough day of practice yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw that. He had it was like family day at camp where he was through like 2 picks. Didn't really have a great day. So hopefully they can get that figured out because I got a couple dynasty teams with Caleb Williams, but I'm not sure if you guys have seen that. But Caleb Williams has got to be one of the most absolutely just hated players on the internet. Like he would do a lot better without social media. Just because a lot of it's probably self-induced, right? Like I left a comment on it yesterday. It got a ton of views, ton of likes, ton of smoke. But it was just him reacting. Did you see him throw the ball into the ball net, Jordan? And he missed all.
I didn't see it.
It was a ball net, probably 15 yards away. I'll give him 15 yards. He missed every single throw. They have the little squares where you got to throw it in there. And I just put praying for the ladies he's venting to this about at the nail parlor. And like people just absolutely loved it. So anyways, like you can like anything you bring up about his nails or whatever, like it's just like it maybe just put too big of an X on his back with that. But yeah, so Seth, you want to give it over to Jordan here with his quarterback?
Let's go to Jordan's lefty gunslinger.
I'm getting a little too obsessed with the NFC North, I think, guys. Like, and that's got to be the most toxic fan bases up there also. Side note.
I got Michael Penix as my quarterback breakout / sleeper. I really like him. I don't know, like in a season-long redraft, if you really need him, but I think in a 2 QB league, super flex league, I think he's awesome. I think in a dynasty league, he's a must-have. I think he's great, and I have a ton of him in best ball. I have, on DraftKings, I have 30%. I don't have my underdog numbers yet. I'm going to guess it's going to be similar. Have a lot of him with Drake London and Darnell Mooney, and kind of have more Kyle Pitts than I would like. I got some Ray McLeod. Like, I really like this Falcons offense, and I think Penix is going to have a good year. He started 3 games last year, 202 yards in the first game. Wasn't the best, but he got better every game. 223 yards and a touchdown the following game, finished the season with 312 yards and 2 touchdowns. They scored more points in those games, 34 points, 24, 38. They had not scored over 20 in like the 4 weeks before that. So like the offense seemed to do better with him. He has a ton of weapons. Ray McLeod, Kyle Pitts, Darnell Mooney, Drake London. They got Bajan back at running back. They returned pretty much everyone on offense with the returning coaching staff on offense. So same system. I think Penix is going to be really good. I really like him a lot. He's going quarterback 21 right now. I think it's too low. Like, I don't know if I like him enough to where he's your only quarterback again, like on a 12-team redraft. But I do really like Penix, and I don't know. I could see him being a top 10 quarterback this year. I think he has a type of upside in this offense. So I just really like Penix a lot.
Well, he has the weapons too, like you said. I kind of like Darnell Mooney too, Jordan. But
he's going too low. He's
he's
going like wide receiver 48, and it's really easy to get like Drake. It falls right to get like Drake London, Darnell Mooney stacks with Penix. Like the Penix stacks are so easy because there's like 3 guys that you can easily stack them with, and they all come at like different points of like draft cost, you know? So like it's easy to get 2 of the 3.
So what stopped me from going Mooney is Mooney had a lot better stats with Kirk Cousins last year than what he did with Penix. But I think that could change. I've always been a Mooney guy though, but we both have year 2 quarterbacks. Just some recent quarterbacks that broke out in year 2, Seth, since you brought it up. We got Jalen Hurts, who broke out in year 2, who finished his QB9 his second season. Josh Allen, who broke out as QB6 his second year in fantasy football. Lamar Jackson finished as NFL MVP and fantasy QB1. And then Patrick Mahomes, of course, fantasy QB and NFL MVP, all those guys, second year QBs, take that leap. Penix played 3 games. Mahomes played 1 game. So like Jordan, I don't know if you're confident in these guys, it might be worth it. Then you just stream the QBs after, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
take a dart throw on like, what's the difference between there's a 50-50 shot. Like what's the percentages that, because I remember the year that Mahomes went off his second year, Jordan, you got him in like the 14th round. It's probably the only reason you truly really like Mahomes is like he carried, like you got him so late and he absolutely carried your team. Like when you get a QB that's that good that late, like it's worth it to wait that long if you think you got your guy there. So
well, like, okay,
McCarthy's kind of jumped up.
JJ, yeah, I mean he's
QB 16.
Yeah. So like Trent. So like, do you like? It's like Penix or Jordan Love. Penix Herbert, like Penix Goff, Penix McCarthy, Penix May, like Penix Caleb Williams, like.
Yeah. I truly believe Love is going too late right now. I don't know where to rank Jordan Love. Like, I feel like Jordan Love did so good 2 years ago. He got injured early on last year. Like, if Jordan Love finished as like a top 10 fantasy QB, it would shock me a little bit, but he did that 2 years ago, right? So, but I kind of like the mysteriousness of Penix, I think, over Jordan Love right now. But I think the Packers want to throw the ball.
It's just tough because, like, in like a redraft, like a 12-teamer, like, okay, straight up, Caleb Williams or Penix. Like, I'm taking Caleb Williams, I think, and I think
so.
You can easily get Williams as your quarterback in probably the 14th round too, Trent. So like that's why it's tough. Like Dak's going QB 12 and redraft and home leagues. I don't know if Dak gets that far just because Cowboy fans there's so many of them around this country. So like I don't think you're getting there. But like in a 12-teamer, like you don't really need to go below that, like that Dak, Caleb Williams range, maybe Goff. Like Goff is starting to go higher in drafts too. I don't know why exactly that is, but he's starting to go up a little bit. This is probably a year more than ever where I'm paying down at quarterback. Other than like Mahomes, which I have a decent amount of. And I think he might fall in some redraft this year, but like, or like another guy, Trent, like Justin Fields. Like Fields, I think is going to be good this year. I don't see the reason to go
He's
below that.
got gout
Fields,
like
Dak,
Seth, though.
Caleb Williams. Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I don't, and that's the other thing. It's like, I think we just have to realize that, like, it's like us. If we had access to a golf cart, if we like hurt our pinky, we'd probably want a golf cart ride. These guys are now at the point where it's like we have golf carts. If they're hurt, put them on a golf cart. Dadgummit.
We're also talking about it's August 4th. Like, if this was October 5th, like the Justin Fields thing would have been no big deal. But because it's early in the preseason, like they're going to take every precaution that they can. I guess my whole point of that, Trent, is I like Penix a lot. I think he can be a top 12 quarterback this year. But is there a need to take him in redraft when you can get Fields, Bo Nix, Dak, Caleb Williams, Jared Goff late in your redraft and probably 12 through 15, round 12 through 15?
Yeah, I could see some guys maybe like, I know people don't like doing this, but maybe if you have like Drake London, you're like, you know what? Penix is there with my last pick. I'm going to take him just to see what happens, But I would think you would have to get someone late with that.
Yeah, I think the only way you do that is if you took another quarterback that's a little bit on the bottom. Right? You took Caleb Williams maybe, and then you take Penix late just because you're like, oh, well, I can basically just pick between these two every single week,
Yeah. Seth, what are we thinking here? Where do you want to go to from here? We got two other plays here. Seth, you're on mute, partner.
Yeah, sorry guys, I've been muting myself because I'm sneezing and coughing. But let's go to your wide receiver here, who you just absolutely just love for some, I think, silly reason. But go ahead.
Probably Jordan will probably, leave the room for 20 minutes. So I talk about it. It's not going to be 20 minutes. I got Keon Coleman, guys, just fantasy sleeper. I feel like no one's talking about him. I think he's worth looking at a little bit. As a rookie, when he was healthy, he was Buffalo's main outside wide receiver. In October, he had amazing, not one, but 2 game stretch, 9 catches, 195 yards and a touchdown. For those 2 weeks, I thought he looked like a real fantasy starter. And then he hurt his wrist, kind of like the Finding Nemo type injury. And he never got quite back to playing that well. And I think that's why people forgot about him. I feel like he got in that rhythm. Then he hurt his wrist, never was quite the same. But Coleman, he's a deep ball guy. And I know that's not a huge part of like what the Bills do, but 34% of his targets were deep passes. That was 4th best among wide receivers who got at least 50 targets. So averaged with 15.5 yards downfield, ranked 5th in the whole NFL. So deep ball guy, that's live by the sword, die by the sword, not really steady fantasy players. I'm hoping year 2 with Josh Allen in this offense, he gets a little bit more touchdowns, gets a little bit more involved, gets a little bit more targets, all that stuff. Khalil Shakir has a high ankle sprain. He is week to week. And there's even some rumors that maybe he misses the opener, but I'm going with the Coleman thing. Those 2 good games, I think, were enough that in that offense, I like him. So that's what I got there, So maybe you don't want to start him every single week, but where he's going, I think it's worth the dart throw, guys. So they did use 1st round draft capital on him. So I don't think they're willing to give up. So just big play upside. I think he's the type of guy that could potentially win you a week. I know Jordan absolutely hates this guy for no reason at all. It's kind of sad, but I got Keon Coleman here, guys. I had 2 guys that, maybe weren't exactly surprises to any of you. Jordan, do you want to just go to yours?
Here's my problem with them. You have Shakir at wide receiver 45. You have
high ankle sprain.
I understand that. You have Keon Coleman at wide receiver 53. And you have Josh Palmer at wide receiver 65 on Underdog. I personally, I'm coming around on Josh Palmer as being the best value of the 3. There's been good reports out of him coming out of camp. Obviously, the Shakir injury probably helps him more than anybody else because I think those guys are kind of similar in what they do. Again, I've said this. I just don't see the role with Keon Coleman. I don't. The Bills, it's not type of like they don't take shots. Like that's I mean, they do, but like I think that's where Josh Allen gets in trouble is when he plays football like that, where he tries to do too much. And I think that this is going to be a run heavy team with a lot of like short intermediate throws. Yeah, Ray Davis. Like I mean, I don't know. I just don't see it with them. Maybe I'm wrong. I very well could be. And maybe you could be right. Well, hey, there's the thing. One of us will be right on the show. One of us will be wrong. At least we have someone who will be right.
Seth, can you just lean in on who you want to be right and who you think will be right? Like, I think those are two different things. Like, who you would like to be right and who you think is right.
I think I'd like Jordan to be right.
Why?
I think Jordan is right because Trent, if you're right, then we'll never hear the end of it.
Please, I am not that bad.
You're wearing a big chain.
Jordan, Seth, this is a sponsor.
I know.
You have a trophy behind you.
I know. Where is it? Right here. The other finger.
So I don't know why. I don't know why that's a big. So what do you got against big chains?
Nothing. I just think I don't know. You haven't been the big commish like you think you are.
No, I hate being the commish, but that's why I have a respect the commish thing. I would like
the
being a commissioner
has no respect.
Yeah, actually, I would like to see a list of like fantasy commissioners that people respect. I had Aaron on here a few weeks ago, and he was just slandering his commissioner. I think on the show, if I remember correctly, it's just it's easy to like have a league fall apart, then you walk into the draft like 3 spots missing, which maybe should happen sometimes. But if you have a commissioner that you respect or don't respect, you should head over to Sleeper, enter promo code DUDES100, match up to $100, get some of those dynamic payouts, follow along for some of these Sleeper preseason games for all those junkies out there, as Jordan would say. So hopefully we should be doing a little bit better here. We got football this week. We got baseball, all kinds of stuff over there at Sleeper, guys. Go and check that out. Talking about Keon Coleman. Do you want to throw it over to Jordan's? I actually like Jordan's here, especially with all the stuff coming out of camp here. And, this is kind of off brand for Jordan, Seth. Like, are you going to like go off on him here for this?
No,
Seth,
I actually like this one a lot. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, I got Ricky Pearsall.
Wait up. No. Ricky Pearsall wears a chain and Seth likes him. I wear a chain. He's an
NFL player. You are a fantasy football podcaster.
If you can't figure out the difference between you and Ricky Pearsall, you have bigger issues.
Trent, he got shot in the chest and started practicing next week.
Okay, well,
you have gout and are in a wheelchair.
I don't have gout. That's not true. That's a complete lie.
You are in a wheelchair?
I don't have a wheelchair, no.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, I'll let Jordan go back to it. But I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure Ricky Pearsall wears a chain and Seth acts like he's the coolest guy ever after just going off on my chain. So I just think it's a little bit hypocritical, Seth.
There's a difference between you and Ricky Pearsall.
Well, you can't say you hate chains and say you like Ricky Pearsall.
I didn't say I like
Jordan. Did say he hates
chains. I said you're wearing a big chain.
He said big chain, not a hit chains, Anyways, Ricky Pearsall, he's going wide receiver 40 on underdog. This is kind of like why I don't like the digs, Trent. Like I can get Ricky Pearsall in the same spot than Diggs, And so Pearsall's been getting really good reviews out of camp since he started practicing. They have Juwan Jennings. Who knows what's going to go out Juwan Jennings? He's hurt, not happy, maybe a combination of both. I don't really know. Brandon Ayuk still recovering from his ACL tear. They don't have a lot outside of Pearsall and Kittle right now. Pearsall had 2 pretty good games to close the season. Week 16, 8 catches, 141 yards and a touchdown. Week 17, 6 catches, 69 yards and a touchdown. A lot of vacated target share there in San Francisco with Debo gone and Ayuk hurt. And like I said, Jennings hurt / unhappy. So I like Pearsall a lot. I think he's a really good value where you're getting him. I think he's going to be the wide receiver 1 on that team. The second guy when it comes to in target share behind Kittle. I think, honestly, I think the Niners are not going to be as good this year, personally. So I think they could be playing from behind, chasing a little bit this year. I think that could drive up some of his numbers. I think he's going to be a top 25 wide receiver this year.
That wouldn't shock me. Juwan Jennings, like you said, injured. I just think the number one target there is Kittle is what I think. I know a lot of people are
Yeah,
getting
but I
really
mean,
high on CMC, but yeah, target's got to go somewhere. Did I bookmark that? There was a crazy stat about how similar Mahomes and Brock Purdy have been the last 3 years. It kind of blew me away, just stats wise, and no one really talks about that. But
I have
don't think I'd
30%
say-
Pearsall in best ball right now, so pretty high on him.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good move. Like he's going.
Well, it's just like he's easy to get as like your wide receiver 5. Like in those teams where you're taking the 4 wide receivers to start, then you go running back, or you're going running back, then 4 wide receivers. Like he's a very easy like 5th wide receiver to get. Like on those teams where I start with like a Drake London, Brian Thomas, and then come back with like Mike Evans, Garrett Wilson. Like sometimes Pearsall's like a David, then like a James Conner / Chuba Hubbard, and then it's like, oh, 6th round comes along, Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah.
So
No, I don't dislike it at all. I think that's all of our guys there, Jordan. I think we've kind of ran through them all right there. I don't know if there's any other guys that kind of caught your attention, Jordan, that you were kind of looking at and
guys that
thinking like
it's like relative to like breakout, like I kind of am coming around on like the Roma Dunze, where I think that he's gonna have a good year. I think like guys I like a wide receiver. I like McMillan. I think McMillan's going a little bit too low, but I think he's starting to kind of go in the right spot. Like I think Worthy and Jameson Williams are going in the right spots, but I think they could have like really good years. I don't know.
I'm kind of I kind of like Caleb Johnson, running back 22 for the Steelers right now.
See, I personally I like Warren.
Yeah,
better.
You've always been kind of a Warren guy, though.
I have, but like, you think the Steelers are going to be good, Trent?
No. I think that they will keep games close. They will be competitive in every game they play, and
500.
I think that will lead to Caleb Johnson getting a good amount of carries. They're not going to get killed by anybody.
So one thing I saw is that like Caleb Johnson has been struggling a lot in pass pro in camp. Like the first, like someone made a comment like the first time Aaron Rodgers gets hit because Caleb Johnson misses a blocking assignment, what do you think is going to happen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
who's going to be coming in the game? Jalen Warren's like one of the best running backs in pass pro, I think, in the NFL. Like I think numbers wise, like in the NFL, like so, like if Caleb Johnson's missing assignments, blocking assignments, then Jalen Warren's going to be on that field. And Aaron Rodgers, I think, is going to use him quite a bit as like a dump down running back. So I just think for the price, it's more about the price, Trent, than anything else. Like Jalen Warren is going like
running back
32, and Caleb Johnson's going running back 22.
Yeah, so 10 spots different. What about I thought you were going to say this guy, Jordan. I thought you were going to say the rookie running back out of Jacksonville. I was kind of shocked you didn't say it. Like a lot
what?
Is it Bishul Tootin? Is that his name?
Bishul Tootin, yeah, out of VT. But like it might be a mess. Did you see the report today out of Jacksonville?
I didn't see it today. I just
they wanted to go. They're gonna use a full blown committee. Travis Etienne's gonna be the screen guy. Tank Bigsby is going to be the short yardage guy, or the pounder back. I don't even know what that like.
Tootin had a similar nickname in high school.
Yeah, the Tootin's going to be the big play guy, and that LaQuint Allen out of Syracuse is going to be the third down back. Like, I mean that just like I don't even know how to say that.
Sense.
Like, I mean, that's crazy. Like that, like
so when those guys come in, you can expect those plays. That's just weird.
Like, well, like they're gonna basically it tells me they plan on using all 4 guys in the game, Trent.
Yeah, I think the safest ones are Etienne will be the pass guy that gets the receptions, and Tank Bigsby will be the goal line short yardage.
The short yardage goal line.
Everything else is a complete, just coin flip of what's going to be happening.
I think Tuen is fine, like as a late stash and like best ball, just because like he's probably going too high now. But like it would not surprise me if he is the guy when it's all said and done. If like Tank Bigsby has fumbling problems in the past, he has, and so but it's tough. That's the whole situation is just a mess. I think right now, I'm gonna stay away from going forward.
A lot of positive talk about Scatabo in New York, Jordan.
Yeah, he was trending hard in drafts, and then he kind of hurt his hamstring. Looks like it's not as bad as they initially thought it was going to be, but I have a decent amount of Scatabo and Tracy, so I think one of them is going to be good.
He is like a cheat code, they're saying on Madden. I saw a post about it. He has a 71. Really? He has a 73 rating, but he has he has better agility than Derrick Henry. He's like stronger than someone else. Like he has like his accelerations like similar to like one spot slower than Bijan. Like they're all saying that all of his rating, like him being a 73 rating, it doesn't make sense how he's like this close to Henry, this close to CM. Like they didn't quite rank him quite right. Like he's a lot better than what his ranking is. So not that really means anything, just a fun little thing I saw on social media that I figured Seth would maybe see. Let's just a little Instagram post.
One more guy
for all you doom scrollers.
What Seth thinks about this? What do you think? I like Charbonnet this year, Seth. I don't know what you think of him. Kenneth Walker seems always hurt to me. I think he's hurt right now. I don't think he's practiced like in 3-4 days, but like I like Charbonnet where he's going like RB39. So I think he's a really good like depth add. He's right there with like Ray Davis. I have a lot of those guys. It's like an RB3-4. So I don't know what you think of Charbonnet.
Well, I know he's been rising, right? Because Kenneth Walker has been hurt and he has a track record of being hurt. And I think Charbonnet's kind of like he can do it all kind of back. And really, I think this is like not necessarily like Charbonnet's like, I don't know I think it's kind of like his spot to win a little bit. Like, I don't know I think Kenneth Walker's kind of losing grip on that a little bit. Like, the more I come to think about it, the more I think this is going to be a 50-50 split and kind of whoever performs might get the ball more. And if the Seahawks are, going to be behind in games and are throwing more, I don't think Kenneth Walker is going to be the guy in the backfield. Like I think it's going to be Charbonnet. I'm personally not going to draft Kenneth Walker. I'm going to draft Charbonnet. I think if, that's the right timing for me and I need a running back, I think that's who I'm going to draft because I think he has the potential of becoming the do-it-all running back.
Yeah, I think it's more like the gap in price, right? Like Kenneth Walker, RB16, Zach Charbonnet, RB37. Like if they get closer to a 50-50 split, then Charbonnet is definitely the better value there.
Oh yeah,
like
by far.
I think Charbonnet has more upside in the pass catching game too. So, yeah, I like Charbonnet. I have a good amount of Charbonnet too.
I think that's like a good guy to reach on. Like if you don't, I don't think it's necessarily a guy you want right as your second running back, but I think if you're doing like a heavy wide receiver draft and you get him as your second, that's fine. Even if it's like your third and you're a flex player, I think that's a great flex play.
He fits in those drafts where you have like you end up as your RB1 in that Connor, Chuba, David Montgomery range, and then it's like, or if you can get two of those guys, like if you have two of Connor, Chuba, Montgomery, and then it's like, then it's like Charbonnet, Ray Davis, and those are kind of your top 4 running backs, like or something like that. I think that's where he fits teams pretty well. Or you do like the opposite, where it's like, okay, I'm taking maybe like Bijan and Bucky, because I think that happens a lot. Like you get Bijan at pick 2, and then you can get Bucky on the way back, or Chase Brown, and then it's like go receiver, 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 receiver. Then it's like Charbonnet is my RB3. I think that's perfect because on a team with Bijan and Bucky, you shouldn't need more than those two guys most of the season anyways, barring injury. So
yeah.
So I think he fits on a lot of different roster constructions.
So our top 10 fantasy football ADP risers since July 23rd was when this is last updated. are 10, Kyle Pitts, Jalen Royals at 9, Emeka Ibuka at 8, Deontay Thornton at 7, Dylan Sampson at 6, Brashad Smith at 5, Tank Bigsby at 4, Woody Marks at 3, Elijah Arroyo at 2, and number 1, Nick Chubb. So those are your
The
top
Nick
10
Chubb
fantasy
one is
football
the
ADP risers.
The Nick Chubb one is wild to me. I actually do have a lot of those guys, and some people may not even know all the guys. Trent, is there anyone on that roster that you don't know who they play for? Seriously, is there anyone?
I was going to say Woody Marks. I think that's a rookie wide receiver. I'm going to say
running back at it.
He's a running back.
Running back.
Where's he at?
Do you know what team he plays for?
I don't. Is it the Texans?
Texans, yeah. Running 7th round draft pick out of USC. So
okay. I took Texans as a guess just because I figured, with all the movement with Joe Mixon.
He fits teams like your RB5, in your best ball drafts and stuff. And like Brashard Smith is a late round flyer with the Chiefs, Jalen Royals, Chiefs. Dylan Sampson, that's because of all the Quinshawn Judkins stuff where I have a good amount of those guys. I'm not touching any Quinshawn for what it's worth. I think that's worth a lot to put out. I would not touch him with a 10-foot pole. I mean, he's not under contract, and it
makes the Bengals guy not look that bad for not signing his players now. No, it's still pretty bad.
It's still bad. The other guy on that late round running backs I like is like Taj Brooks too. Bengals released Zach Moss, and I think if anything happens to Chase Brown, Taj Brooks is really good in Texas Tech, kind of a 3-down back. So him, the other late round running back, just because you brought it up, is like what's his name? Is Jaworski Krosky Merritt with Washington. He's from UNLV, I think, or I don't know where he went to school.
I thought Jadon Blue would be a little higher.
He's
when
is that list published?
It was July 23rd or July 30th. Sorry.
Yeah, he's rising big time right now, Trent. Okay. He's going like crazy high. Like you were able to get him in that 17th, 18th round when I started drafting about a week and a half ago, or maybe a week ago.
Sorry.
And
previous ADP was July 23rd. Underdog fantasy ADP was July 30th. So it's 23rd.
Yeah,
so
like the last couple of days, Trent, like I've seen him drafted in like the 14th round right now.
Yeah.
13th round. Like he is starting to fly up just because of all the reports that are coming out about how great he's looked. You were able to get him with those like Brashard Smiths, Woody Marks, Taj Brooks, Dylan's, like that spot. And now he's going a lot higher.
All right. Here's our top ADP fallers right now. We got Quinshawn Judkins at number 1, Joe Mixon at number 2, Darren Waller at number 3, Najee Harris at number 4, and Jonnu Smith at number 5. So,
yeah,
Jack Betch cracked the top 10 there. I know we got a lot of Raider fans that are very high on him. He cracked the top 10, and then so I think this is a new thing I wanted to get into. It can kind of go anywhere, but it was just things we learned from the NFL this week. So it could be anything. Whereas like I learned that this guy's crazy. I learned that that Woody Marks is the backup running back on the Texans. I can go first here if you guys want. There's a lot of the sky's kind of the limit here. It can be whatever, So do you want Seth? Did you learn anything from the NFL this week, Seth? Actually, with Seth, we should just go, did you learn anything at all, period? No, he didn't.
No, that is so stupid. I definitely learned something. I just want to make sure I'm saying it right.
Okay. I learned, I'll go first here. And this might be silly to you guys. I just learned, and this isn't something I've learned, that actually peak NFL athletes get dehydrated. A lot of people made fun of me last week. Like, Trent, you were sick. You were under the weather last Monday. Why'd do the pod? Well, yeah, on Sunday I went fishing and I didn't drink enough water. Yes, it was stupid. Yes, it was, irresponsible, but I got dehydrated. I got messed up. I was about, about 24 hours of recovery, but here I am. Did I miss a pod? No. Did I miss a day of work? Yes, I did. I'm not proud of that. But drink your water, guys. It's hot, okay? August is hot here in the Central Valley. Make sure you take the electrolytes, take the liquids, take the fluids. Just drink water, guys. You'll be safe. You'll be sorry. But honestly, who was it? We had an NFL coach get dehydrated this week, so like that was something that, maybe he should have listened to the pod and he would have known that, how important it is to drink liquids where, you're coaching, you're riding the sled all day and then you get dehydrated. I want to say, who was the coach that got dehydrated? I can't remember who that was. Jordan, did you hear about that?
No
one
I
heard about that.
But I'll find it out for you right now.
It was Patriots
Terrell
defensive
Williams.
coordinator.
Yep.
Yeah. So Terrell, I'm looking at him. He looks pretty fit, like kind of like me. So anyways, yeah. Anyone else learned something NFL wise that they want to talk about, that they learned the NFL this week? Okay, Seth, you have the floor. Let's not try to judge too much about, people learning. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to learn and grow here. Seth?
The Raiders keep getting more interesting. The Raiders is just the organization just keeps getting more interesting with the Christian Wilkins stuff. And just the more I hear a lot about the Raiders because I have a lot of friends that are Raiders fans. And just the more I hear about them, it's just more about the franchise. It's just like, man, I kind of want to like them just because of how dysfunctional.
Because of Christian Wilkins, or why do you want to like him?
No, just because of how dysfunctional the organization is. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of fun.
Yeah, and now Tom Brady's
fun to be like not like a real fan because that's just really disappointing, but to be like kind of like a number 2 fan, like
yeah. I've always kind of had them as like a back pocket team I've kind of rooted for. I've been to so many Raider games. That's the thing. I've been to Monday Night Football in the Black Hole in Oakland in the Coliseum. Like it doesn't get more NFL than that, like so. I think that's an okay take there, Seth. So what I got is, Trent's telling you to drink your fluids. Seth's thinking about Seth's a closet Raider fans is what it sounds like. Jordan, what do you have here?
I don't know if it's like something I learned, but just more about just a reminder of the last week is that the NFL is it is king and there's nothing like it in football. It's just amazing how excited we get. I wasn't even sad about how bad that Hall of Fame game was. I was just happy to have football back on TV and I'm gonna be happy again on Thursday when I get to watch more bad football, and it's it's I appreciate in the NFL
Raiders
just a reminder of how great the NFL is, how great it's just better than anything else, and
that's a fair point, Jordan. I want you to remember this, okay? When we're at the bye weeks, okay? Week 8, everybody's on bye, and you're just like, this is a horrible slate. I don't even want to watch any of these games. I don't want to talk about any of these games.
I've never said that. I've never said I don't want to watch these games. That has never came out of my mouth.
Okay. Yeah, the just tilting text we get, Jordan or Seth, where it's just like, this guy doesn't know how to throw the ball. This guy doesn't know how to do anything.
Well, hey,
this is
Trent. That means the NFL's back. That's the beauty of the NFL. I can't wait. Here's the problem. If you ask me in June, I'm probably I would give anything right now to be tilting how much Dak Prescott is pissing me off right now. I would love to have that in June, when there's nothing else going on.
Oh yeah. No, it would be I do it every once in a while, just like what I would give for a Thursday night Jags Jets game right about now, because it just seems like every time you go to watch Thursday night football, it's for whatever reason, it's AFC South in the Browns every single week. I don't know why. That's just what it feels like. Or we had the rainy 49ers Rams game that had so many fantasy implications this past year that just was an absolute buzzkill due to the rain. But yeah, I don't know. Just speaking of bad weather games, remember the Mac Jones scuba gear, scuba suit game where it was 15 below, snow blizzard versus the Bills, and he didn't throw a pass the whole entire game.
He threw one, didn't he?
Yeah, 7-on-7 can't prepare you for the weather. Okay, that's just simple. 7-on-7 doesn't prepare you for the wishbone or for, a snow blizzard. It's just, you can practice all you want. It's not going to do anything for that. But I think that's kind of a fun little exercise we can put in there. What did you learn from the NFL this week? So, guys, keep your listening ears out, keep your eyes open for something you want to share each week about what you learned in the NFL. Guys, let us know what you learned in the NFL. Let us know on YouTube in the comments or Spotify in the comments. Justin Hecht is always, I think I'm saying that right. Justin Hecht, is that the right way to say it? He's always bringing the fire on the comments on Spotify, guys. You can watch this whole video on Spotify too. Remember, don't be rude. Share the dudes, guys. If you like us making this content, share this content so we can make more content. The more listeners, the more viewers, the more content. It's that easy, guys. So any closing remarks here? We got more football. Jordan will have some plays. I'll be sharing those on X. I'll quote tweet Jordan's plays on X if he wants to throw them out there, if he's getting brave enough to put some preseason plays out there. We will see. Football's here, guys. Draft season's here. Best time of the year. Stay hydrated. We will see you next week, guys.
Stay hydrated.
As always, take care.
Get an IV.
Seth, that was too far and uncalled for. I should edit that out. I hate you so much.